He was a prophet on a journey, but he was opposed by God. An angel stood in the road, sword drawn, blazing with holy fire, yet Balaam could not see. Only his donkey's eyes were opened. 3 times it tried to save him, until by God's command the donkey spoke. But what did it say? Balaam's name carried weight. He was known across kingdoms as a man whose words could shape destinies. When he blessed, nations prospered. When he cursed, enemies trembled. But beneath the surface of his reputation lay a divided heart. Messengers from Moab came to his door, their hands heavy with gold, their words dripping with flattery. "Come with us, curse Israel. Our king will honor you richly." The offer glimmered like a crown just within reach. Balaam's calling was clear. He was a prophet meant to speak only what God declared. He went to God in prayer, but not with a surrendered heart. He wanted permission to chase reward while still wearing the robe of a prophet. And so, when the messengers returned with even greater promises, Balaam saddled his donkey. His eyes were set on the treasures of Moab. But in heaven's eyes, his heart was drifting toward compromise. He mounted his donkey with pride, but the path ahead would not bend to his will. God had already stationed an angel on the road, a sword of judgment gleaming, invisible to him but seen by the creature he rode. The desert stretched wide, a barren stage beneath a burning sun. Balaam rode at the front, shoulders squared, robes tugged by the dry wind. Behind him, the princes of Moab whispered among themselves, their camels swayed under the weight of gifts, silver, gold, promises of honor. The donkey walked steadily, her ears twitching at every sound. To Balaam, she was nothing more than a beast of burden. To God, she would become the vessel of salvation. Unseen by the company, an angel stepped onto the path. Sword drawn, its blade caught the invisible fire of heaven. The figure stood like a wall of light across the road, radiant, fierce, immovable. Balaam's lips curved in satisfaction. He saw only the road ahead, the wealth awaiting him. His heart swelled with pride. He believed he was in control of his journey. But the donkey shuddered. Her gaze locked on the angel, and her hooves faltered. For the men of Moab, it was a simple caravan, a prophet, a promise, a road. But in the unseen realm, the battle lines were drawn. The path stretched wide, the air shimmering with heat. Balaam kept his eyes fixed on the horizon, unaware that danger waited just ahead. The donkey's ears flicked forward, her body stiffening. She saw it, an angel standing across the road, a sword of fire raised high. The figure's brilliance burned against the sky, a holy warning no man could mistake. If only he could see. But Balaam was blind. His thoughts were filled with riches, his heart consumed with self-importance. He leaned forward, urging the donkey onward. Suddenly, she veered. With a frightened bray, she lurched off the road and into a field. Dust exploded under her hooves as she tried to avoid the unseen blade. The princes of Moab gasped in confusion. Balaam, humiliated before them, seethed with anger. He yanked the reins and struck the donkey with his staff. The sharp crack echoed through the barren field. "Stubborn beast!" he shouted, though the only stubbornness was his own blindness. The donkey trembled beneath him, her eyes still fixed on the radiant figure barring the path. The angel did not move. The sword remained raised, a silent judgment hanging in the air. Balaam forced the donkey back to the road, his pride bruised, his rage simmering. He thought he had corrected the animal. In truth, the animal had just saved his life. The caravan pressed on, the silence between Balaam and his donkey heavy with tension. The road wound into a vineyard, stone walls rising close on either side. No open fields now, no space to swerve. Only a narrow passage hemmed in and unyielding. The donkey's eyes widened. There he was again, the angel of the Lord, sword gleaming, standing firm between the walls. His presence filled the air like thunder before a storm. Each step forward was a step toward death. She slowed, hooves scraping against loose stones. Her body quivered. With nowhere to turn, she pressed herself against one wall, grinding Balaam's foot into the rough stone. Balaam screamed in pain. Fury surged hotter than the desert sun. He struck her again, the staff cracking down with harsh finality. The Moabite princes stared, whispering in confusion, their eyes darting between the furious prophet and his trembling beast. The donkey gasped, her sides heaving, but she did not fight back. She saw what Balaam refused to see, a heavenly sword inches from his chest. Balaam cursed, clutching his bruised foot, blind still to the mercy being shown him. He thought himself the master, yet it was his servant, the lowly donkey who carried him away from destruction. The road narrowed again, tighter than before. No fields, just a constricted passage where escape was impossible. Dust swirled like smoke as the caravan trudged forward, the air heavy, the silence taut. And there he stood, once more, the angel of the Lord, immovable, sword lifted high. His gaze burned like fire through the veil of the unseen. The donkey froze, her legs trembled. She knew to step forward was death, so she collapsed. Right there, beneath Balaam, she sank to the ground with a groan. Her knees buckled, her body low, trembling in the dirt. Balaam's face flushed crimson. Humiliation consumed him. Before princes and servants, before foreign dignitaries, the great prophet was made to look like a fool atop a groveling beast. His pride boiled into rage. Worthless animal. His staff came down again and again, each strike louder than the last. The donkey cried, her body flinching under the blows, yet she remained still, unwilling to rise into the blade that waited ahead. The men of Moab shifted uneasily. Something felt wrong, but none dared speak. Balaam's fury roared louder than their questions, and then silence, a silence unnatural, as though the desert itself held its breath. The donkey lifted her head, her lips moved, and a voice not her own filled the air.
What have I done to you that you have beaten me these 3 times?
The words cut through Balaam's rage like a sword. His staff hung in midair. His eyes widened, but instead of wonder, stubborn anger drove him to argue back.
You have made a fool of me,
he spat, his voice trembling with wounded pride.
If I had a sword, I would kill you right now.
The donkey's eyes glistened, still fixed on the unseen radiance. Her voice trembled, yet rang with truth.
Am I not your donkey? Have I not been your servant all these years? Have I ever done this to you before?
Balaam faltered. His grip loosened. The reality pressed against him like a weight he could not shake. For the first time, doubt pierced his anger. And then, like a veil being torn, God opened Balaam's eyes. The angel stood before him in blazing glory, sword drawn, face fierce with judgment. Balaam's knees buckled, his staff slipped from his hand. He fell face down in the dirt, trembling. The donkey's words lingered in the air, echoing louder than all Balaam's curses. A beast had seen what a prophet had missed. A servant had saved the life of her master. Dust clung to Balaam's face as he lay prostrate on the ground, his body trembling, his breath shallow. The angel towered above the road, sword unsheathed, its blade burning with a fire not of this world. Radiance pulsed from his form, light streaming like rivers through the narrow pass.
Why have you struck your donkey these 3 times?
The angel's voice boomed, layered with authority, echoing like thunder rolling across the desert.
I came out to oppose you because your path is reckless before me.
Balaam's chest heaved. His staff lay forgotten. The donkey stood quietly, her body quivering, her wide eyes still locked on the angel she had always seen. The angel lifted his sword, its edge glinting with deadly finality.
If she had not turned aside, I would have killed you by now, but spared her.
The words crashed over Balaam like waves. His heart broke open with terror. He realized the truth. His donkey's stubbornness had been his salvation. Tears mixed with dust on his face.
I have sinned.
Balaam whispered. His forehead pressed into the earth.
I did not know you stood in the road to oppose me. If this path is evil, I will turn back.
In that moment, the prophet who thought he commanded curses and blessings discovered he could not even command his own life. The angel's sword lowered slowly, its fire dimming to a steady glow. Balaam dared to lift his face from the dust, his eyes stung with tears. The weight of heaven pressed down on him like a mountain. The angel's voice came again, measured, unyielding.
Go with the men, but speak only the words I give you. Nothing more, nothing less.
Balaam's heart raced. The donkey shifted quietly, her ears flicking as if listening. She no longer trembled, for the angel's sword was no longer against her. The faithful servant had done her part. Now the prophet had to choose, to obey or to fall again into ruin. Balaam nodded, voice shaking.
I will speak only what you command.
The angel vanished, leaving silence heavy upon the road. The road stretched on into twilight, shadows lengthening across the barren land. His staff rested limp at his side, his eyes lowered, his face pale with awe and fear. The donkey walked steadily once more, her body calm, her ears twitching to the desert night. She did not speak again. She didn't need to. Her silence was louder than Balaam's words. Balaam's journey teaches us this: God can use the unexpected to protect us, even when we resist. Blind ambition blinds the heart, but humility opens the eyes. And sometimes the lowest voice, like a donkey's, carries heaven's warning. So we pray, Lord, open our eyes where pride has closed them. Teach us to listen, even when your voice comes through the least expected. Make us vessels of obedience, not ambition,